one of the things that I'd like to talk about, or clear up, if you like, today, is the difference between the uses of the word innovation. We use innovation to mean, in the context of an innovation, i.e. something that's electronic, a shiny gadget or something like that. So the product, or innovation, which is the process or the behaviors by which we use to actually create these things. And it's the latter really which I'm interested in. So, and people say, well, Derek, what is it exactly that you do? And they're really expecting the shiny stuff rather than the woolly behavioral stuff. So let me give you an example. When I first started doing this, I worked with a company based in Mexico who made mattresses. Now it was great stuff. It was fascinating. They made mattresses from scratch. They took in rolls of fabric, rolls of foam. They made their own pocket springs. They made mattresses, I think, at the rate of one every 23 minutes. They turned out thousands of these things. They had 3 factories. They had about 800 employees or so, but there was a recession on the cards. So, and they had thought, we're going to have to innovate here, but we're not quite sure what that looks like, what it will result in, but we're going to have to do something. So, working with some others, what we did was we took out a group of people from all sort of walks of life, but different areas of the factory. Because the problem you have to understand here is that you cannot sort of go, for instance, and run training courses for that many people and then try and turn things around. What you actually need is business as usual and do something at the same time. So people came from sales, from marketing, from operations, from finance, from everywhere. And they were taken out of the company and put in what we call the house of ideas. And these people were given introductions into creative thinking, how to think differently. And they were given a fairly firm brief in terms of what they could and couldn't do. They could talk to anybody, they could go and do research, they could talk to other companies, but there was to be a certain number of new products within a few months. And that was what they had to do. So that's what they did. They started talking to people like 3M and DuPont. So instead of metal springs, they could have plastic springs, which opens up the healthcare and hospitality markets for them. They researched new fabrics, new ways of mattress construction, new ways of displaying mattresses and other products in shops. A whole range of things they looked at, and they achieved their objective quite nicely. The next thing was to realise what it was they were good at, which was they knew all about people's bodies and manufacture. So if they could team up with somebody who didn't have that knowledge but was better at, shall we say, maybe design or something like that, then that would be great. And they found two Swedish guys, Artur and Jonas, who were designers, who designed things like furniture. So that created a whole range of different things for the company. So that's great. They're all making money. But what was the effect on the company? Well, the effect on the company was actually, instead of going from 800 employees, 3 factories, to maybe downsizing the number of employees, closing a factory, they actually increased their workforce overall by around 50% to 1,200 employees, with some new sales outlets in the southern states and elsewhere, southern United States and elsewhere. So that's what innovation and a different kind of way of thinking can do for you. But these things aren't bespoke. You can't just buy a book. You maybe need a little bit of help in sorting it out. And one of the things is to know how to target your resources, because many companies just have finite resources. You can't just spread hundreds of thousands of dollars across a company. You need to know where you need it, where you don't need it, and have some visionaries within the company. So that's just a little snapshot of what can be done. So if you'd like to know more, please get in touch. If you'd just like to keep an eye on the videos, look, there's a little subscribe button in the corner of the video. Please subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you next time.